Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this is day 8 in our Git for DevOps series. And today we will gonna understand one more important feature in GitHub which we use generally for the collaboration. This is something called pull request and commonly it is called PRs, right? So what exactly the PR is? So bear with me in this video. We will gonna understand step by step how you can open the PR, what all steps are there in the PR, and what is the role of the reviewer, approver, and how this approval and the protection rule you can impose to your branch, maybe the main or master branch generally, or the release candidate you can say. So all these steps we will gonna see in today's video. So let's try to understand first what is exactly the git pull request. Git pull request is commonly if I talk about in the layman terms, so it is a request to merge your code from one branch to another. Or another is something that main branch or the developer or the release candidate, right? Let's say there is a code which is already running, right? And you got a task where you need to update something, you need to enhance your feature, right? So what generally we do, we clone the repo and we create a new branch on top of main develop or whatever the master branch you have. Now we will modify our code, we will add our modification, the enhancement once we done, right? Then we push those changes to our remote branch and from there we will gonna open the PR. So PR is generally a pull request, right? Because when we push our changes to a branch, right? So it is not a good idea like directly you can merge inside a master, right? It is a standard industry practice where we see, okay, if the code, whatever the developer has developed a new code, whatever that he added a new feature in the application or whatever the code is, right? Whether that is good or not, we need to do some kind of POC, we need to do some kind of testing, right? And once everything is looks good, right, then comes a reviewer, right? So reviewer generally will be your team lead, a technical team lead or your manager, right? Or in some cases it could be your customer as well, which will see, okay, what exactly you have done and what all feature it is going to add, whether you have done end-to-end testing or not. Then once he approved, then you have the full privilege to merge your code inside your master branch, right? So that is generally PR is, which brings a discipline, safety, and obviously the collaboration into your Git workflow, right? Because you get automated testing, quality gates, audit history, safe merge, right? All these features. But as of today, we will see the how the manual PR works. But going forward, once we jump into to our GitOps, right? Git actions, GitHub actions, and all this, then I will show you the same thing in how it will be working in a CI/CD pipeline. All right, so let's start. And that's what we have discussed. I have tried to mention all these in form of notes, so you can go through all these notes, right? So it is just a simple proposal of any changes, and once that proposal is good, you can merge this, right? So let's see what is how the PR works, what is the step-by-step process is. Let's assume we have a two member in our team. One is the lead developer or maybe the TL you can say, and one is the developer, right? And those are working on some feature branch which you created on his local repo. That's what we have seen, right? Remote repo you can pull. In last video we have discussed how pull works and what exactly the thing comes with the pull. Now on top of that, he has created his local branch and done some modification. And once it looks good, he will ask a reviewer or a approver, okay, boss, I have done these changes. Go and see my changes. If you feel okay, then approve so that I can merge the same thing in our master. That's what the step-by-step process is, right? So what we will do is I will gonna run this demo. This demo we will see in this video, but whatever the steps we are going to follow, I have already mentioned step by step here. So you can say I think it is 15, okay, almost 19 steps we need to see. All right. So let's jump to our server, and let's create one uh, repo, and then we will see how we can push it. Okay. And one more thing, what I have done is, because here the demo is something between a lead developer and developer. So what I have done is I am gonna use my main account, which is this one. And what I have done is I have one more uh, account I have created. This is for this one, this Mayank Mandaren hyphen developer, right? So this user will be gonna acting as a reviewer or the approver of our this PR demo. Okay, so let me jump to my repository. So let's quickly create a PR demo. I'm gonna create a new. Same thing you can do from your server as well, right? But I thought let's see how we can create a repository in the GitHub itself. So this is a PR demo. So this repo is just to understand the PR demo. Okay, and I'm gonna visibility as a public, and let's add a README file here, and I think we are good. So let's quickly create our repo. So repo is created, right? And this is something our PR demo repo. As of now, there is no branch, because the branch we are going to, you can create your branch. I will show you two demo here. One, we will see how it works inside a GitHub, and one another I will show you from the server itself. So let's quickly get the URL to clone this, and I have already logged in my server. Let me just change a size, not duplicate. I need little bit big font here so that everybody can see it properly. Let's set it to 14, and here we go. Okay, so we don't have any something called PR demo. I'm gonna paste this URL, and what it will do, we already understood. It will gonna connect to my GitHub account, and since it is a public, so it will not ask any credential, and simply we can clone it. So now we can see we have this PR demo, and I am inside, and we have only one README file. Okay, let's create one file, touch file1.txt, and I'm gonna put I am from master branch, and I will redirect this to file1.txt. I will add this git add file.txt, and I will commit with the file1 is created. Since this is a demo, right? So what generally we created a real file, right? And we put a very specific descriptive comment on this commit message, right? But since it is a demo, so I'll just go with the simple thing so that we understood the core feature of this PR. Okay, since it is a new, so obviously we need to set all this, because I don't have any global username. So what I will do is I will just simply set git config quickly, set my user email. I will say I will put my real email here, and then I will put my name here. So it is Amit, and here we go. Now let's quickly commit. Okay, it is commit now, and we need to push it since it is a public, right? So obviously what we need to do is we need to push this to our repo, right? So that it will get my credential, and it will simply push those changes to our repo. So I'm gonna put my username here. Okay, it was wrong. And in one of the video we have understood the password it is not accepting, right? Let me try to give my password, but it will not gonna accept, right? Because what it is saying is password authentication is not supported for Git operation. That we have already understood, right? So let me quickly create a one token for this demo, which I will gonna delete after this, and that token we will gonna use for our demo. Okay, let's go to the settings. Why it's slow. And now you need to go to the developer setting. So it is a quick recap of our how you can create our token, right? So I'm gonna create a classic token here, and I will gonna create a generate new token. Wait a second, it went to a fine grain. I need a classic one. So it is a PR demo and it is expiration date is 23rd January, right? And these all these scopes it can do. I'm gonna with the just the repo operation, all repo operation, and then quickly I will just create generate token. So the token is created now. What we will do is we will copy this token and like we'll put it somewhere safe so that we can see. So this token is created and this is the only time, remember, this is the only time you can see this token. So you need to store this token, otherwise it will be lost. And if you lost your token, then uh, you need to regenerate it. Come on, why it's typo again and again. Okay, now I'm gonna paste my token and you can see it has authenticated me, and I'm gonna push. I have already pushed my code, right? And this is the token I have already copied to Notepad, right? So we will see. Now let's come back to our repo called PR demo. And here you can see the file1.txt is already pushed from my server, right? So now let's start with the demo. Let's say you have this file1.txt, right? And now someone asks you to add one more file on this. This code is already running in production. You cannot touch this code. So what you need to do is you need to create another branch for this, right? And then you need to add this and you need to push that particular thing to your master. And then I will gonna open a PR for this. Okay. So let's do one thing. As of now, you can see I'm in main branch. So what I will do is I will gonna create let's say feat one. Remember, these features and the naming convention we have already discussed in our last video, like what is the best practice standard for this our feature, right, which we need to create. So this is an enhancement feature, so I will just keep it as a feat one, and I will check out now, git checkout feat one, and you can see that now you are in feat one branch and you have the same thing, right? Now quickly I will add, this is additional file as new as feat one branch. Okay, some content I will gonna put, and I will redirect it to something called file.txt, and we have file.txt is added. Now I will gonna add feat git add file2.txt. I will commit with the message called added file2.txt as feat1 branch. All right, so now it is added, and now git push. Remember, now you can ask, right? This thing we have already discussed. Why it is asking me to? What happen is when you say git remote hyphen v, right? So it is known only the only what it known only your main branch, right? This branch you have created, right? Like if I just say git branch hyphen a, you can see that we have this main branch and it is heading to a remote branch as well, right? They have this track branches created tracking itself. This feat one is only available at my local repo. So to make it available to my remote, what I need to do is I need to set my upstream URL, right? So what you generally you can do, you can just run this, or if you don't want to run this simple this big word, you can simply use hyphen u itself, right? So let's hit it. What it will do is it will gonna use my same credential which it has cached now, and you can see it has pushed my repo. Now if you go and you can just see, you can see that it has already detected that feat one branch is already created, right? And if you go there, you can see file 2 txt is just added 1 minute, right? So this is how that you can just see. There is one more thing. If you notice, what is happening here is, what it is saying, it is just calculating the deltas and what are the objects and the files we are going to post, and it is doing it to the remote thing. And this is a new branch is created. Now if you run git branch hyphen a, now you can see this branch is available in my remote repo as well, right? But there is one more thing, this part I would like to highlight here. It is saying, okay, now you have pushed your thing to your remote branch, right? But it is not merged with the master branch, right? This is a additional. Git is smart enough to detect, okay, there is something has been changed, right? But you need to open a PR so that you can, what you can merge this thing to your master branch. So what it is saying is create a pull request for on GitHub by visiting this. So it is giving you this link. Let me copy, and if I just go and if I'll just paste here, so here you can see it is asking me to open a PR request, right? That is one way you can, how you can do, and you can just say that, okay, uh, you can open a PR from the command line itself. It will give you this URL, right? Second way is, one you when you come to this, right, your main branch. So here you can see that it is giving you this highlight here, right? Compare and pull. What it is saying is, once you click on that green highlighted button, it will take you to this page where it is saying, okay, when we compare a feat one branch to the base main branch, what it is happening is there is an additional change, right? One file changed. This new commit has been done, and this file was added. You can see that, right? And this is something not available in the main, right? Let me click, and you can see it will take you to the same page, right? Let's come back to the code. The third thing is, third page from where you can open this PR request is, can you see these two branches, right? Because we have two, main and feat one. Let's click on these two branches, and once you see here your branches, it is saying that, okay, it is a one commit ahead, right? Because this is the default one, and this is, if you click on these three dots, so here you can see that new pull request, and that again will take you to the same page. So we have discussed three way how you can open a PR. The first one, let me repeat, the first one, when you push from your local repo, it will give you a URL itself here. You can just browse and you can go. The second way, you can come to your code itself. Here it is highlighting, okay, this is the feature I can see which is available for uh, to merge. You can simply click there. The third way is go to the branch. You can see which branch is ahead and which you want to merge, right? Just simply click on these three dots and you can simply open a new pull request, right? So here you can see this is add title. You can see, right? Here what you can do is simply generally what we do is, in DevOps culture, we put this because this is again a naming feature which we discussed in our last video, so that later when you are tracking your PR, right, which PR is open for which thing, right? So it is easily understand, okay, this PR belongs to this feature, this PR belongs to that particular branch, right? So it is easy and understandable, and later you can easily track this thing, okay, that was it is doing, right? So you can just simply give some add like description why you are opening this PR, because it will go to your reviewer, right? One more thing, by default, GitHub will not ask any reviewer or approver, right? That is a additional feature in the GitHub, something called, you can put a additional protection on your master branch so that accidentally nobody or no one, right? Or not everyone can go and merge the code without any testing, right? So that we don't want to break our production. That is the main thing, right? So what we need to do is, I need to put some kind of protection so that whatever the reviewer or the people I am gonna allow, only those will be able to merge, right? But by default, it is false. You can easily go and you can what you can just review and merge this feature, right? So what you can do is I have added a new file.txt as an new enhancement feature, right? And this support, you can see that it supports almost all kind of formatting, right? You can put it in bold, italic, or you can just give it in some kind of heading or that bullet feature also, right? Like new file, and file name is, because I don't have this thing, right? So what I need to do is I need to uh, just give some random stuff just to try to understand, okay? But in real scenario, this is something very descriptive what you have added. You can just uh, and yeah, you can add if you have integrated your Jira with GitHub and your this, right? So what which we will see later in this course, you can put your Jira task as well here, right? So that it can directly link that particular feature, right? If you can see, okay, what is happening when you click on this, it will land to your Jira page where the task has been assigned to you, and you can update your uh, task, whatever you have done, the workflow, right? The status of your task. So those all things you can put inside the title and maybe the descriptive what you have done, what all, or is there any email or something, right? And you can see that how it looks like later once you do this. Now I'm okay. Now I'm creating a PR request. And here you can see PR request, right? Once you click there, so you can see that what it is saying is you have one PR request. Come on. Yeah, see, it is open pull request, right? Once you click on this, you can see that this is the user which wants to merge one commit into the main from feed one. So it is very descriptive, right? Already it is saying, okay, what user is doing what. Now you can see if is there any conflict, right? Like if you have the, we have already understood what conflict is, how to solve the conflict, but this way we don't have any conflict. So it is saying that no conflict with the base branch, and you can easily go and merge your pull, right? You can see that it is already saying me, okay, you can go and you can merge your code into your base. That is the default behavior I was talking about, right? There is one more thing. If I'll just copy and if I'll go to my, uh, let me quickly open 1 second. You can see since it is a public repository and I have already added my like I have already logged in a different GitHub account. You can see this is a Mayank Mandarian developer, which we will gonna act as an approver later. But as of now, you can see since it is a public, right, or if it is in your industry, your enterprise solution also, right, and if that user is available inside your project or inside your domain, that user will also access this easily, right? Here you can see what it can give some comment here, right? Add a comment, okay, like. Okay, file 2 looks good, and you can just simply comment it. So what will happen is, because this is the way you can see the conversation, right? You don't need to deal on the emails, right? If you have something to tell to your developer, okay, this is not looks good and what is happening, or if you want to follow up with the reviewer, right? Simply you can comment here and it will just shoot an email to, let me show you. If you go there, this is my email, and you can see I already got an email, this one. Okay, this was for the token, and this you can see that some user has commented on my this PR demo, right? So that on email also you will get a notification, and you can see here also this is my main account. Here also you can see this user has commented good, right? So that is way that you can communicate to your developer, right? Here you can see what commit it has done, right? If you want to do check, maybe let me just give you a brief, but I am not gonna discuss now because this is something that will be happening in our CI/CD, the automation, right? Check is something like when you want some kind of additional check, right? Though you have put a production rule, right? And your approver has approved your PR. But if you have put, let's say, you have put a check build status must be successful, something like that, right? If you haven't updated your build, right, there is no way that this merge feature will be faded, right? It will not available to you to do this, right? This button will not appear. So this check must be passed, and once that is done, then only you will be able to merge, right? But how you can set all these checkpoint, how it can be used in the real scenario, that we will see later. There is one tab, more tab is something called file changed. So here you can see I have this file, and if this file would have some previous data, that will be visible on the left hand side, but since it was a new file, so there was nothing. And on the right side you can see that what additional changes you have done, right? Can you see this thing here, right? This is something that we have done our changes in this one. Now what I will do is I will simply go, and you can see here also you can put this, right? You can go this file commit, whatever you can see in my second account, right? If I want to show you this review change, so here you can see you can approve, you can request changes if you are not happy, or if you can comment whatever, right? Let's say I am gonna approve it. But before I hit the submit review, let me show you again. Without approval also you can see there is no approved comment here. I will easily able to merge, right? That is the default behavior. So there is no way that whether your user is saying approved or not, right? Let's submit it. And it is done, right? You can see it is approved. And here also you can see uh, no conflict with the base branch. But there is one difference I will show you here. What is that? You can see approved, the comment is visible here as well. Since I am the owner of my repo, right? So I am the only person who can merge this request inside my master branch, right? As of now, this user don't have a right access to my repo. You can see that there is no merge button here, right? So this user cannot merge this, right? But this user, because since it is a owner, right? So let me just quickly, whatever the merge pull request, this is the PR number of this repo, and this is the branch you are. If you want to change, you can change this commit, but I am happy with this message, and just say confirm message. So what it will do is it will gonna merge your change to that. You can see that color has been changed. Earlier it was open, and now it is in purple color. It is saying merged, right? And here you can see you have the because generally when we done our feature, right, we delete our branch just to like keep our directory structure clean. We don't want to deal with the unnecessary branch. Those are done. We can simply delete it, right? You can delete it later also. That's not a big thing. So this PR is already done. If you come to PR again, you can see there is no open. But if you remove this filter and just search for all, so probably it will show. Yeah, you can see that now it is saying merged pull request. It is a closed one. And if you go to the code now, go to the main, you can see the file 2 is already there. And if I am gonna change my checkout main, here you can see as of now nothing, right? Now if I just say git pull, so it will pull my new file which is already merged inside the main directory, right? So that's how the default behavior of the merge, right? Let's see. I need to add a reviewer for this, right? I want that, okay, until unless this is something not approved, right, I will not be able to merge it, right? So how you can do it? In order to do that, first you need to add a collaborator, right? A user inside your, maybe you can create your project, or maybe you can create your organization, or simply you can add any GitHub user, right? Because since it is public, so any. So I have this Mayank Mandarin developer user, and how to add? Just to add the user, you are in the PR demo repo. You need to go to the settings, and under settings, you can see that collaborators and team, right? And here you can see as of now, zero team or member have access to this repository. Only owner can contribute to this, right? So what I need to do is I need to give a add people, and I'm just gonna search that user. Okay, there is typo. Mayank Mandairan. This user I'm gonna add. Once you click on that, it will ask you, okay, what role you want to assign, whether you want to give your read access, whether you want to give write access, maintain, admin, right? But for this demo, write is already enough. So I'm just selecting a write access, and you can add that user as a this one. And you can see it will send you a invite, right? Doesn't mean that you add, then a user will start adding. Now he has his choice, right? What he need to do is, if you go to his email box, this is a Mayank Manderan email. Let me quickly refresh. There must be an email with the invitation. Yeah, here you can see this is something that I have merged, right? Because since you are already commenting on that, right? That's the way that it is saying that, okay, PR request number one was merged, right? This was, that is the message only. And here you can see that, right? This user has invited you to collaborate on this repository, and you have that option to view invitation. Just click the to view invitation, and it will open that invite page where you have the privilege to decline that invitation or to accept the invitation. But I'm gonna accept this because since we need to run our demo, right? Now if you see, I have that right access. And how, let me quickly prove it. Earlier, remember when we open a PR, right? There was no merge button for that Mayank developer user, right? What I will do is I will gonna quickly create a feed to branch. I'm in my main account, okay? I'm quickly add file3.txt. I will say file3.txt, and this is file3.txt, just to prove Mayank developer has merge access. Okay, and I'm just simply commit this. So this is a third feature I am just giving, right? You need to just give some commit message. Okay, if you want, you can write your own, or maybe this, as of today, this Copilot is our friend here, which will help you to all this stuff. Okay, and this is the message. If you are happy, fine. If you want to change, you can just go. And here you can see that commit directly to the feed to branch. Okay, there was a problem because we have created this branch. Let me cancel it from the feed to. I want this from the main one. So we need to change our branch first, and then we'll need to do it. Okay, let me quickly delete this, and then I'm gonna switch to, okay, this feed to I don't want. Let me quickly delete, and this is deleted now. You can see as of now only this one, and I'm gonna main 2. So here, from here, I am gonna create again a feed 3. You can create from feed 2 as well, right? But generally we develop whatever the code from the main branch itself, right? So that is why I have created it. So this feed 3 is created now, and I'm gonna add this file again, that file3.txt, and file 3 has been added to prove Mayank has merge access to PR. Okay. Now you can commit, and again you need to give some message, and this time you can see that commit directly to the feed 3 branch because I am on feed 3, right? And you can create a new branch for this. If you want, you can create a new branch, right? But I am happy with this feed 3 because from there I want to show you this thing. So let's quickly save it. And once you go to the code, now again it will show you, okay, there is another branch which is pushed to the remote repository, which is not merged with the master. You can compare and you can open a PR, right? Okay, I'm gonna open a PR, right? This is again, it is feed 3, and this is the message. If you want to change it, just change it. And this time you can see this file is added, and we don't have any conflict, so simply we can go to pull and merge. But this time I'm gonna uh, push it from the Mayank developer user. So here you can see I have one additional PR is opened now. I'm gonna click on that PR, and this time you can see we have this privilege here because we have added this user with the right access in our repo, right? So that it can contribute and simply go and merge this thing. Confirm merge, and it is merged, right? Now you can see this PR is gone and we have that file3.txt is added, right? And this is the commit which is done from this user Mayank Mandiran. And same thing will be here also. You can see it has changed the status to open to merge, and here also we have this merge pull request from this user to this. And similarly same thing will be going to your email as well, where it will say okay, this file was added, right, and it is has been merged. So far, simple, right? Now, I need to set some kind of protection, right? Because so far you can see that if a user has a write access, right, it can go and directly merge, right? But that I don't want. Maybe for some reason I have given a write access to my developer, but I don't want that everyone to be merged, or I don't want that without my approval, without my reviewer, that merge will not gonna happen, right? So in order to do that, what we need to do is again we need to add that user as a reviewer. We have added this user as a write access in our repository, and to set the protection rule, again you need to go to uh, settings, because here you can see you can go here also you have that write access, right? But you don't have the full feature. You are not admin of this repo, right? You are only a person who can write, right? Who can merge, who can create a new branch and merge that something to. But you cannot deal with the settings because you are not the admin, right? This Mayank is not an admin. This user is an admin so that it can do anything. So here on the left hand side, you can see there is something called branch, right? Branch rule set is nothing. It is just a kind of again the granular, the difference between we have talked about that token and the classic token, right? So it is also the same thing, right? They have just set some kind of rule for a particular branch itself, right? For a particular branch. And for this one, if you go to the branch, we have that something called classic branch protection rule. Maybe tomorrow, not tomorrow, maybe in coming time, maybe the GitHub will remove this. So slowly and steady, you will have to move to this new feature called rule set. But as of now, I'll stick to the branch protection rule. And here I want to deal with my main branch, right? What I need to do is require a pull request before merging, right? So you can just simply click on this, and how many approval you have required, one or two, up to six you can set, right? But since I have only one user additional, so I will just stick to the one, right? That's what I can set. And we have many other options also we have, right? So what I have done is just for your ease, where is our code? I have added this a new file called protection rules explained, where you can go and simply explore this file, where I have tried to explain what that rule means, what is the example when you want to consider that, and if you do that, what will happen and what is the use case of that particular thing, right? So you can simply go. In the end of the video, maybe we'll spend some few minutes on this to understand, but as of now, I'll just stick to this thing. Required approval, okay, I have set one. Dismiss stale is something, let's say, uh, reviewer already approved your change, right? And post that you have committed few more things, right? Then what will happen is without this option, you have the approval, you can go and you can merge. But I don't want. If any changes, then again it has to go with the approval process again and again. So you can set this dismiss stale pull request approval, right? Require review for code owner. Code owner, maybe I will talk about later, right? Code owner is also the same thing, the require, right? or maybe let's include in this video only, right? But as of now, I just want to put this required approval one, and restrict who can dismiss pull request. If you want a specific people or a organization, then you can simply put that particular people, or you can bypass that thing, right? Status check, if you have any kind of status check, the additional checkpoint, require conversation resolution before happening, right? That's what we have seen. Signed commit, linear history. So all these options I have already explained, and we will spend few minutes on that file as well. But as of now, let's create this require approval as of now. So you can see what it has done is it has mentioned that, okay, I need one approval for this, right? And that's what we have already added. Now let's come to the code, and let's quickly create a new branch here, something called feed 4, and I am gonna add again one more file here. Maybe not new file. Let's do one thing. Let's change to file3.txt. Okay. I'm gonna set this as let's edit this file, and come on, just give me a second. White tongued. Okay. A new file, a new line has been added as feed 4 feature, something like that. Okay. And I'm gonna quickly commit it. Just put some message and just hit to this. Now, if you go to this code, again, it can see that feed 4 has pushed 5 seconds ago. Feed 4 was already there, right? And in feed 4, what we have done is we have changed this file, right? Let me quickly compare. Again, it is a feed 4. You can put some description, the same thing, and you can just create a pull request. Right now you can see it has created my this, and it is checking the eligibility. But now you can see there is some change. Earlier, when it was able to find, okay, there is no conflict and you are good to go, it is simply giving me this button merge pull request. But this time you can see review required, merging is blocked. Though I am the owner of this repo, I can simply bypass this rule, right? But I don't want to do that. What I need to do is I need to give one approval for this. Once that any of the approval, any of the reviewer has seen my code and everything is looks good, then I will be able to do it, right? Now, let's do one thing. Let's create, uh, not create, maybe let's see this opened feature here, right? This is saying again the same thing, right? What I need to do is I need to review it first. So what I will do is I will go to the file changed, and if you change this way, not this one. You can see these three lines as added, right? But I want to see in this split mode. Okay, they have put it here. Apply and reload. So this way you can compare, right? Earlier this file looks like this from the left hand side, and now you can see this file is looks like this, right? Okay, let's say there is a typo here, right? Before merging it, I need that my developer has to fix this. So what I can do is I can comment on this line, right? You have this visibility to add. You can see that on each line you will have this highlighted blue this plus symbol, right? You can simply click on that and you can just say, hey, there is a typo, please correct that. Okay, because I need to review it. That's the main purpose of this review. I need to see, okay, was there any typo or whatever the code you have done, whether that is good or not, right? That's what I have seen. And now you have two options: add single comment and start a review. Add single comment means if you just want to give one single comment on entire file, right? Just hit add single comment, and that email, the notification will be sent to a developer. Okay, this there is something you need to change. And if you want to continue to comment on multiple lines, then you can just put in start review. Once you have done that, right? Let's say maybe in one more time I will show you. But as of now, I just stick to the add single comment, and this is done, right? Now, if you go to the conversation, so here you can see that I have added this. Now, being a developer, you will get an email. Okay, the email is not yet come. Come on. Yeah, now the email is come. You can see that add new line for this, right? Feature in this. Mayank Manderan commented on this pull request. And what it has done in file3.txt on this line, he mentioned that please correct a typo, right? Now I know that, okay, there is some typo, and the same thing will be visible here as well. In the conversation on the opened PR, if you go, you can see that this is something that on file 3, the line number 1 is saying that it is something that you need to change it, right? What you need to do is you need to go to your code again, right? I am on feed 4 and I need to go to the file txt3, or let do one thing, don't come because it is not merged, right? So we need to fix it here. Let's quickly edit and just correct this and commit changes, and you can just put okay fixed typo in feature, okay, and that is something you can say fixed, and you can commit your changes again, right? Now if you go to the pull request here and file changed 1, you can see that typo is gone now, right? And you can simply say on the conversation, you can say typo is fixed, and you can simply comment on it. And once that is done, right, okay, you can see okay, now everything is resolved and we are good, right? What you can do is you can say resolve conversation, right? That again you will come to this review required, and same thing will go to on email as well, on this user and on the peer itself. Okay, you can see that it is fixed, the new comment. And if I'll go and let me just refresh this page, and here you can see that new fixed typo on this, and it is verified, right? So resolved, whatever the conversation was there, we have already resolved it. Now you are good. Okay, you can see okay, now I'm good, and I can simply go and review changes, and I will say we are good to go, and I will approve this. Now once you approve it, right, since I am the right access of this, right, so I am also having the merge pull request, but this time you can see here also you have this no conflict and changes is approved, and now you can simply go and you can merge this thing, right? That is how that you can do this thing for your approver. Now you have this approver, right? You can see that it has approved, right? And you will have that new feature in this file3.txt. You can see, right? So that is the way that you can put your approver as well, which is not a default uh, feature of the GitHub, because by default it will allow you to merge if you have the right access. But since you will have the right access, since you have the owner, you still require, though it was showing you, you can bypass, and that thing you can overcome with the code owners feature, right? Which we'll talk about later, or maybe in the next video I will show you. But as of today, it is just how you can create a PR and how you can deal with all these things in the GitHub. And if you need to put a approver, then what you need to do is, right? Now, as mentioned, let's talk about little bit about the this GitHub branch protection rule, right? So once you go to this your settings of any of the repo, and if you go to the branch, and here you can see add rule, you can see that branch name require a pull request before merging all these. So these all steps I have mentioned here. Let me just take it below. What it is saying is protect matching branches. This rule apply to all branches whose name match a pattern, such as main, release, prod, right? You can put all these things in the same rule also, right? Or you can create a dedicated rule for each branch as well. Require a pull request, prevent direct commit or pushes to the protected branch. That's what we have seen, right? And what it will change, it will whatever that you wanna change, right? That requires review and checks or maybe the approval. And why it is important? Because it prevents the accidental push. Because I don't want that my directly default my code will be pushed, right? I need to review it and then I will go and approve it, and then my developer will be used, right? Always enabled for main and production branches. That is highly recommended, right? Require approval, obviously you can set up to 2 up to 6 whatever that you want to approve, right? It will give you a kind of reduce, like we have seen, right? Improve code quality. There was a typo and my reviewer has find out, and it has informed to developer, and then developer again fixed that and requested for a review again. And once that is done, it has approved, and then we will be able to merge, right? Approval, small teams, 2 to 3 approval. Obviously, if you have big team enterprise, might be one person will not be able to find. You need a 2 3 approval. So obviously, you can put up to 2 to 3 approvals. Dismiss stale pull request, which I talked about, right? If new commit are added to the PR, previous approval automatically dismissed and review must be re-approved. Okay, and it is again, it is I change the code after approval without reviewing, noticing, and that I don't want. So I can just disable all that stale PR approvals. Require review from code owner, right? If you want a particular directory, let's say you have different directory, right? And if you have that uh, thing you want to approve from that particular person only, right? Then you can put it code owner, right? This way you will not be able to bypass the rule. You anyhow you have to do it from your code owner approval. Who can dismiss pull request, control who can remove and approval or dismiss changes requested, right? You can just set team lead who can just dismiss your review, or maybe reject your review, right? It will give you same thing, that enforce accountability, protects reviewers, authorities, and or allow specified actors to bypass, that we have already talked about, right? The additional feature, the status check. Let's say that deployment or maybe the building must be build status must be successful, something like that you can put, and you can do that, right? But in this case, if you put it right, it will bypass all these things. Maybe you have that emergency hotfix, right? Quickly you need to fix it something, then you can apply this, so that it will not check for those additional checkpoints, and it will simply allow you to that emergency hotfixes. Require approval for the most recent reviewer push. Ensure the latest commit is approved by someone else. Otherwise, it will not gonna push you. Then require status check. Here you can see that those checks you can put it right. But if you want to bypass it, you can allow check this box. Then we have the required conversation resolution. We have seen that if you don't have that resolutions resolved, right, which we have done in our case, then you will not able to merge it without that put it that resolved state for your conversation. Signed commit must be, it is cryptographically signed, maybe some kind of GPG, or if you are creating some developer, you're developing some, let's say, software or the package, right? It must be signed, otherwise it will not be allow you to the commit. Linear history, that is something we will talk about in the rebase and the squash merge, but as of now you have the option here if you want to like uh, like linear history, like complete history, you want to do it right, like this way, A B C D, not way that A B pointing to my M and C and D branches pointing to, so final will be I'm fine, but I want to it kind of linear philosophy, right? This A B C D like that. Then we have the require merge queue, right? It is happening when you have that many PR is going on parallelly, right? Then it will force PR to be merged one at a time via a queue. Only one PR will be happening at a one time. You cannot do do multiple PRs at a time, right? In the big team. So it is important with a high traffic repository with many parallel PR. You can see that use case. Require deployment to succeed before merging. That's what we had already talked about, right? And it is happening. Must be you have to do. These all features will be mostly helpful in the CI/CD scenario, right? So we'll see that. Lock branch, you don't want to do in some kind of, let's say you have the freeze going on, or maybe some kind of lockdown you have done, right? Then you can just lock branch. Nobody can do that. It will just completely set the branch as a read only. No pushes, no merge, no PR, nothing will be happening there. Do not allow bypassing the above setting. You can set, okay, for a particular user, right? If you want that, okay, this user will not have that, apply rules to everyone, including admin and user with the bypass permission. If you want that, nobody will bypass that. He or she has to go with the whole approval process. That's what it is saying. Then the restrict who can push to the matching branches. That's also that you only the people set of people will be able to push to that particular branch, right? And that's how this diagram work. Kind of very high level flow I just try to mention here. Like the developer will create a feature branch, and then it will push the commit, it will open the PR. If you have that additional check, this will happening on this side, and once that is done, it will gonna go to the merge queue, and once that merge is done, it will go to the main branch, and it will be finally deployed to a release developer, or maybe release candidate, main, like whatever the name you have given to your master branch, right? So that is how the production rule works, and this is some recommendation which I generally see, or maybe you have to like kind of follow in your environment, right? When you need to put a production rule, when you require a pull request, at least two approval, dismiss stale approval, require code owner review, require approval of latest commit, restrict who can dismiss review, or avoid PR bypass unless absolutely necessary. Obviously, nobody, in fact, admin or the owner will not be able to bypass. That must be disabled. All right. So that's all about this PR thing. And I hope this you will find very helpful, like how exactly this PR request. I bet might be if you are a beginner with the GitHub, so some time you have noticed all these things, right? What is PR? What is the section, security, insight, and settings, right? So we'll gonna talk about almost each and every section and the feature available in the GitHub going forward. But today was the day for the PR, like how exactly the PR works and what is the purpose of PR, right? So that's what we understood today, because it is a simple proposal, right? Whatever the proposal you want to do, that's what you can do it, right? So that's how that you can restrict your PR as well with the reviewer and the approval as well, and you will see all these stuffs. Okay, so I believe that's it for the day. Maybe in the next video, I will show you how you can, like if you don't want to put your reviewer or approval, and still you need approval, right? So there is another feature, something called code owners, and how you can enable those code owners in your repository and who will be able to do it. And then we'll see how you can get leverage of the code owner approval, and you will be able to merge your PR inside your main branch, right? Then going forward, we'll see issues, how issues works. It is generally with the uh, maybe I will show you with the public repository how exactly the issues work, but the same scenario in the production grade environment also. That's how that you will be able to do it. Let's say you have done your testing, right? As a developer, you are good with your code, but when this code is going to your testing team, right, maybe they will find something else, right? So what they can do is they can simply create an issue on some point, right? And that way that you can that issue has been assigned to a particular user, and then again user will be, if the branch is still open, he can use the same branch and do the modification as per the highlighted issue, or maybe he can create a new branch and will fix those things, and then once that is done, then the issue has been closed. So that is also one of the feature in this, and that we'll see in the next video. Okay, so I think we are good to go for today, and this was the day for the PR, how exactly the PR works, and if you need to set the protection rule, or if you need to set the reviewer and the approver as well, then how you can put all these things inside your repository. Well, I am good to close now, and I would like to request, if you find my content helpful, or if I am just giving you some kind of insight of these tools, how exactly it works, and in the real-time environment, then please do support me. Hit like and subscribe button there, and just share this video with your other team members, friends, colleagues who just want to see the GitHub, or if you are already using a GitHub, right, and you want to explore deep, right, what exactly on all these things, then I will highly recommend. Okay, just go all these things and share with these your friends. All right, so I will meet you in the next video, guys, and thank you. Bye bye.